So now we're ready to recheck our wheel. So simply rotate the original heavy spot to 90 degrees. And as you can see, the wheel's not moving. And we should be able to rotate it to any orientation and the wheel just is stationary. Hey guys, in today's video, we're going to be discussing wheel balancing and is it worth it? So is the juice worth the squeeze, as they say? So one of the most important wheels to balance is the front wheel. When these bad boys are out around, you're going to know it because that steering wheel is going to start shaking when you hit a certain RPM or kilometers per hour, normally down the straights. Why is this, you ask, Des? Well, it's something to do called force frequency. Now, I'm not about to bust into all the crazy science on the planet. I'm not that guy. But what I can tell you is that it's a resonance, and when the natural frequency and the force frequency meet up, you get an amplification, and then that's why the steering wheel is going to shake out of your hands. Now, in today's video, we're going to show you how to balance your wheels to counter this effect. So for the purpose of the video, I'm just going to mark the tires here. 12, 3, 6, obviously 9 o'clock. So an easy way to tell if your wheel is out of balance is simply rotate it 90 degrees. So from 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And let go of the wheel, and you can see here it's just spinning on the go-kart, and it's probably going to rest back in its original position, with this being the heaviest point. So we're going to start to add our lead weights to either side of the 12 o'clock position here, which is directly opposite the heavy spot, so we can balance this wheel out. So now we're going to add the lead weights. So the wheel weights come in 5 and 10 gram increments, and they've got a sticky back on them so you can stick them to the wheel. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut them off in little sections rather than stick the whole bar on the wheel and realize we've got too much, because it's a bit of a mission getting them off. So how much weight do you add to the wheel to counter a wheel that's out of balance? Well, it's a little bit of a juggling act, a little bit of a guess and check. And what you can do is you can get your side cutters and cut 5 or 10 grams off, and then we can stick it on the back of the wheel with some race tape and just check first, and then peel off the sticky back and stick the lead to the rim. The first thing we're going to do is cut it into smaller pieces. So you can do like little 15 grams, 5 gram, 10 gram. So you should be able to get a 15, 2 15s, 2 10s, and 2 5s out of one bar. So for this particular wheel, we're going to get the two 10 gram weights. Rather than sticking all the lead weight just at the very top, we're going to split it just like this, and we're going to stick those weights on with some race tape first and just check our sort of wheel balance, and then we can remove the sticky back and stick the lead weights to the wheel for the final balancing. If you use a texter to mark the rim, it just makes it a little bit easier, or the tire, sorry, makes it a little bit easier to remember where to put the lead weights. Otherwise, you might move the rim like this and you're like, oh, geez, where have I got to put the weight? Well, we've already marked it roughly where we're going to put it. Like I've said already, I'm just using a paint pen to mark the tyre as a reference point, so I know where to add those lead weights once the wheel's moved around a little bit. Now that we've added the lead weights using the sticky tape, it's time just to rotate the wheel again and check to see if we've rectified our problems. So with the original heavy point still at 6 o'clock, we're going to rotate it 90 degrees and then let go of the wheel. So as you can see, we've probably added a little bit too much, so now we can just remove those 10s and put 2 5s. So all we're going to do is replace both these 10 gram weights with the 5s. So because we haven't stuck the weights on, or we did actually, but we used the tape, we can just peel it off and take this little 10 gram weight out and substitute it with a 5 gram. Stick that guy back on there. So now we're ready to recheck our wheel. So simply rotate the original heavy spot to 90 degrees, and as you can see, the wheel's not moving. And we should be able to rotate it to any orientation and the wheel just is stationary. So now that we've got our wheel weights right and the orientation correct, we can peel off the sticky tape Peel off the sticky back. Put the weight down on the rim. And we've got our little markings here, so that makes it nice and easy. Stick it up in there. And then if you want to get real fancy, you can get your piece of tape and stick it over the top as well. And that will just, a bit of insurance, a bit of cheap insurance to stop those wheel weights from coming off when we're driving around. Not that it happens all that often, but sometimes it pays to be fussy. So now that's an easy way to balance the wheels on the go-kart. You can get a bench mounted version of this, like it's a stub with a hub on it. So you could balance all your wheels and tyres at, say, your go-kart shop or your garage before you go to the track. But if you are at the track and you don't have that sort of equipment, you can just do it on your kart, lock the steering wheel up with some vice grips. You could take your rear wheels off even and balance those just by bolting them to the front hubs. That's just an easy way to get your wheels in balance. So is wheel balancing worth it? Well, it's very much a personal preference. So let's put it in the non-essential basket. But in an effort to focus on the little details of everything, then yes, balance your wheels. Then focus on the next small detail, because every little thing that you polish up in your game is the winning margin. Shout out to our friends at Tony Kart Australia for inspiring this video from their Instagram and TikTok social medias. Now, if you haven't been over to TikTok, we've got an account too, so jump over and follow us at Power Republic as always. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.